Thank you for joining me for another Your Family Lawyer. It's I, yours sincerely, Earl Alright. Remember, I'm a family lawyer and also a counseling psychologist. But the things that I share here is not professional advice, should not be taken as professional advice. It's just for information orientation purposes, right? Thank you so much for joining me wherever you may be joining from. Your family lawyer happens here every Tuesday by 7 p.m. Today we'll be having some technical issues. I don't know why with our streaming platform, but that's fine. We are getting everything fixed and we are already here. I'm glad to have you. So the next topic is simple. What we are discussing about and what we are talking about today is if there are lawful grounds, right? So if there are lawful grounds out there for which a person may refuse, may stop the spouse from working. We've seen many situations in it again and again where you see one spouse telling the other person, oh, we think that you need to stop working and give the marriage some time, give the marriage some attention, give the family this and that, right? And we get to see that regularly. It's one of those things I hear in the counseling room, and one of those things that I also get to see in family court and the cases I get to handle. So, what are those legal grounds? What are those proper grounds that a spouse can actually tell the partner, oh, I do not want you to work again? All right? Are there ever grounds like that? Do they ever exist? Especially in a country like ours, which is Nigeria? Is it proper? Right? Is it proper? Is it proper? I want you to think about it. Please think about it. Think about it clearly. Like, is it proper for a spouse to forbid the other partner from working? Right? Is it proper? Is it proper in any way? Is it proper for you to stop them from doing business? Are there legal grounds? Are there legal grounds for you to say, oh, I don't want my partner to work again. I don't want you to run your business again. I just want you to spend time with the family, be in the house and the rest. Again and again, we see people coming up to say, oh, maybe it is self-esteem issues. Maybe the person does not want the other person to the person is jealous, right? Yes, there are times there is self-esteem issues. There are times it is jealousy. There are different reasons, but are there lawful grounds? Are there lawful grounds for it? Are there? Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever asked yourself the question: are there lawful grounds where and when a person can stop the spouse from working or from doing business? The thing about it is you may see it more common among men stopping their wives, but we have also seen women stopping their husbands from working, from doing a particular job. Oh, I don't want you doing this job again. I don't want you doing this work again. And it also, we a lot of time, we see this is coming from a place of self-esteem issues. We see it coming from a place of insecurity issues, jealousy issues, and all of that. So many times it's the same reasons for the man and the woman. However, if there's a court restriction, like perhaps the couple, they are not separated or they are divorced, and so there's a court order forbidding this person from doing a particular job because of how that job affects the other person, right? This happens only during separation and also during divorce, of how this particular job gets to affect the other partner or get to affect the family as a whole. Yes, the court can say, oh, in that situation, stop, don't do this work again. So if there's a valid court order, yes, you can stop, right? Another thing again you want to consider is if, for example, there's no valid court order now, because court order is when the couple, they are separating, so we know that they are fighting and the rest. So separation is happening in the relationship, separation is happening in the marriage. For things like that, it's quite understandable if you say, okay, we are having to go to court for the courts to decide on what should be done and how should be done, whether should this person continue working or this person should not continue working, right? Okay, yes, that also exists. That also exists at the rate. But let's say a healthy marriage. Many people don't know that in Nigeria we have prenup, right? Prenup happens to be that agreement two people make, partners make, regarding how their marriage will run, regarding how things will be in their marriage. So if, for example, there's an agreement, and there's an agreement, the couple have an agreement that says, oh, you will not work, we'll have to depend on this particular source of income, only this person will be our source of income regarding this particular thing. That is fine. That is very proper. If we're having situations like that, awesome, right? Of course, it is an agreement. It is not one person stopping the other person. There are other times it could be because of financial dependence. Financial dependence in the sense that let's assume I was doing a particular work, I was doing a particular job, and my wife was the one financing the family. My job cannot bring 1 naira to the house, to the marriage. And in this particular case, I will have to depend on my wife to support me for my job or for my business. My wife can come up and say, hey, please, I don't want you doing this work again. I don't want you doing this job again because it's draining family finances and all of that, right? So I don't want you doing it again. Of course, stop it and the rest. Generally speaking, there's a new law in Nigeria. It's not so new. It's 2015, the Violence Against People Prohibition Act, right? Some states have adopted it, or your state has adopted it, and the rest. That particular law actually makes it a crime if Mr. Man stops his wife from working or doing her business, or if Mrs. Woman stops her husband from working and doing her business without the two of them reaching an agreement on it, without the two of them coming together to say, okay, for our marriage, this is how it should go. For our family, this is how it should happen. do you get it? So yes, it could actually be stopped. It's actually a crime. That law makes it a crime. So that right now, a man cannot just come up and say, oh, he's the head of the house, he's the head of his wife and the rest, so the wife must not work, or the wife must change a job, or the wife must stop a deep business. And the woman cannot also not do that. That's what the law says. That's what the law provides. You understand it now? So know this clearly, that it is a crime to stop your spouse from working. However, there are situations in which you may want a spouse to stop working. It could be based on agreement, it could be based on a court order, right? And it could also be based on financial reasons, which is the dependency, the financial dependence. One person is being financially dependent, one person's job and business and the rest is dependent on this other person financially, and this other person say, I can no longer deal, I can no longer handle it, I can no longer fund this. Thank you so much for staying with me. Like I said, everything I share on Your Family Lawyer is for education and orientation purposes. It's not legal advice. So like if you need legal counsel regarding that family law matter, you have to use the details on this particular episode to reach out to me. Perhaps you may say, oh, I don't want to reach out to All Right. Please find a lawyer that is closest to you. Do not make legal decisions. Do not take legal steps without first of all consulting with a professional, without first consulting with a lawyer to give you the proper legal advice on that particular matter. Next week, Tuesday is another time. I'll be here, I'll also be here for a very short episode explaining to you another aspect of family law. So I want you to share this with your friends. I want you to like, I want you to drop a comment and share this with your friends so that they get to learn the same thing that you're learning. Once again, it's Earl Alright, your family lawyer and counseling psychologist. And from the ancient city of Ibadan, I say, you raw.